All right, guys, as promised, we are getting to some high school football. Welcome to the 10th week of the high school football season. Now, as with every week, we kick this party off with our ABC 10 game of the week. And if you haven't been paying attention to the Liberty Ranch Hawks at a Galt, I'm going to need for you to get it together. The Hawks are one of just a handful of teams throughout the Sac-Joaquin Section who are still undefeated. And they're putting that undefeated record on the line against another great team in the Rosemont Wolverines. We're taking you out to the campus of Rosemont High School. Shout out to the student section for bringing the energy on this beautiful evening. The 6-2 Rosemont Wolverines hosting the 8-0 Liberty Ranch Hawks at a Galt. We'll pick this one up in the first quarter. Liberty Ranch in the red zone. Ryan Ogus calls his own number, herbs the word, spins the verb, no diggity, no doubt. The Hawks would run out to a 14-0 lead, and that adorable kid right there can't hide his excitement. But see, Coach Miller motivating his Wolverines right here, and they would answer the call. To the second quarter, Rosemont in the red zone. Logan Wallers hits his tight end Gus Bailey, and Gus ain't gonna fuss. He gonna get in the end zone. That cut the Hawks' lead to 7, but Liberty Ranch would clap back. Ensuing drive for the Hawks, Andrew Quinn takes the handoff, and just like a kid running home on a Friday night to make curfew, Andrew is gonna run this all the way to the house. And just like that, Liberty Ranch goes up 20-7, and they would add on to it. Later in the quarter, Hawks in the red zone, and check out this play right here from Ryan Ogus. He spins out of the pocket, buying time, and I'm just going to call him Houdini because he makes magic happen. He finds Wyatt Correa wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. Liberty Ranch would go up 28-7, but hey, give credit to Rosemont. They ain't going down like no punks. The Wolverines back in the red zone. Wallers going to the air, and he drops it right in the breadbasket for Kenyon Hayes. That brought Rosemont to within 14, but Liberty Ranch would run away with this one in the second half. The Hawks go on to win this 56-28. Liberty Ranch moves to a perfect 9-0 on the season. Congrats to the Hawks on the undefeated streak. All right, we're heading to Rocklin, where we had a clash of two perennial playoff teams in the almighty SFL. The Rocklin Thunder facing them Golden Eagles at a Del Oro. Yup, we're heading to Rocklin High School, and can we give some love to Rocklin's band director right there? She's going to get in formation. The Thunder coming off a loss to Granite Bay last week, while Del Oro's coming off a big win over Jesuit last week. We'll pick this one up in the third quarter. Rocklin ball, Reeve Sloan is slippery. Yeah, good luck taking down that kid. He picks up a nice chunk of yardage as he refuses to go down. And why not go back to Reeve again? Now, later on the drive, Thunder in the red zone. I'm just going to call him Christopher Reeves because he's Superman out there. Sloan calls his own number and cash me outside. He reaches pay dirt. Rocklin would jump out to a 14-0 lead, but it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. Just ask Del Oro. To the fourth quarter now, Brock Sherman takes the handoff. And just like people running to watch scary movies this time of the year, Sherman is going to run this all the way to the house. And the Golden Eagles are on the board. And if you want to mount a comeback, you have to make plays on defense, y'all. Now, later in the fourth, Rocklin ball, Reeve Sloan on the keeper. And watch Kedding Kim come flying in and punch the ball out, forcing the fumble. And Del Oro is in business. Now, ensuing possession. Why not go back to Brock Sherman? I mean, this kid must have definitely eaten his Wheaties before the game. Sherman off to the races, and he reaches pay dirt. Have a game, Brock. Del Oro would score 15 points in the fourth quarter to come back and defeat Rocklin 15-14. The Golden Eagles move to 6-3 on the season. My goodness, what a game. Now, staying in Rocklin, next we're heading to Whitney High School, where the Wildcats welcome in the 5-3 Oak Ridge Trojans out of El Dorado Hills. We're going to pick this one up in the first quarter. Trojans ball. Jason Womack takes the handoff, and he's going to bob and weave his way into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. Oak Ridge takes an early 7-0 lead. Now ensuing possession for Whitney. Carson Floyd He's going to take the snap, but see, there's some miscommunication on the handoff right now. The ball is fumbled. Blake Meggers picks it up, runs this a little bit before he's tackled, and Blake Meggers wasn't done making plays on defense. Don't believe me, just watch. Now, later in the second quarter, the Wildcats trying to get something going. Floyd going to the air, but Blake Meggers says, not today, playa. He gets the pick, and Blake is going to run this back to La Casa. We call that a good old-fashioned pick six. Trojans would take a quick 13-0 lead. Now, later in the second quarter, Oak Ridge going to the air. Tabor hits Braxton Martinez. And just like people running the Spirit Halloween store for last-minute Halloween costumes, Martinez is going to run this to the house. 50-yard touchdown. This game, all Oak Ridge. The Trojans go on to defeat Whitney 28-6. Oak Ridge moves to 6-3 on the season. Congrats to them Trojans. Well, how about them Casa Roble Rams? Not only are the Rams riding a 6-game winning streak, but they are currently undefeated in league play. And their victims on Friday night? The El Camino Eagles. We're heading to Orangeville on the campus of Casa Roble. Always a vibe out there, and I'm not sure what Aiden Lopez had for his pregame meal, but he may want to eat that before every game. Here in the first quarter, Lopez going deep, and like a good neighbor, Jared Alexander is there for the touchdown. And the Aiden Lopez air show was just beginning. Later in the quarter, Lopez going back to the air. Lopez is looking, directing traffic, and he's going to find Felix Rodriguez for the touchdown. Casa Roble came out and punched El Camino in the face. Now later in the first, this is a crazy play right here. Lopez is going to hit Mason Higbee on the slant. And look at the run after the catch. Higbee breaking tackles and stiff-arming people like it ain't nobody's business. Are you not entertained, people? Higbee gets in for the touchdown, and the Rams weren't finished yet. We're heading to the second quarter now, and Lopez in the pocket. He's going to find number 15 because why not? Higbee, have yourself a night, my friend. This game was all Casa Roble. The Rams go on to defeat El Camino 49-7. Casa Roble moves to 8-1 on the season. And staying in Sacramento, next we're heading to Rio Americano, where they were feeling quite patriotic. The Raiders welcoming in the red-hot Inderkum Tigers, who are currently riding a 7-game winning streak, picking this up in the first. Rio ball, Ryder Tratham going deep to Devin Points, and he will not be denied as he gets in for the touchdown. Rio will go up 7-0, but Inderkum will clap back and shooting drive for the Tigers. Brody Cole with the short pass to Jacob Stoll. That's a touchdown. That ties things at 7 to the second quarter now. Inderkum ball. This play action was so good it faked out the cameraman. Brody Cole somehow gets it to Jordan Cole, who gets it in for the touchdown. 14-7 Inderkum. But back comes Rio. This is Ryder Trantham looking. He's going to pass it to Devin Points, who makes a heck of a catch. Hot diddly dee. They would later punch it in for the touchdown. It was 14-14 at the half, but Inderkum would go on to win this game 20-17. Congrats to the Tigers on the victory.